Sal.
Well, we were in Egypt and we decided to go to Aswan.
Yes.
We flew there.
We flew to Aswan, yes.
From Cairo.
Yeah. You could drive it, but boy, that would be a tough one, I think.
It's pretty big. Egypt is big.
Yeah. So we went down there to see Abu Simbel.
Yeah.
So, and Abu Simbel is still 3 hours south of Aswan, but Aswan's, you can stay at Abu Simbel, but we chose not to.
There's not a lot out there. It's way...
It's almost at the southernmost border, and Sudan is really close.
Really close, yeah.
So, but Aswan's the nearest major city on the Nile.
Yeah.
And there was stuff we wanted to see in Aswan, so.
There's just so much in that area. To go to Abu Simbel, I think that most people from Aswan do the first thing in the morning thing. Like we had to get up at 5 or meet our transportation at 5 in the morning.
Right. Yeah. Well, they don't want you, getting there in the middle of the day. Now, we were there in February, so you're not going to, have 100-degree days yet, but they just do it year-round.
Yeah.
So, you get there, the sun's coming up. Well, Abu Simbel is an amazing sight. Sally just told me that was her favorite place of everywhere we went. So, and it was outstanding.
Of course, as we reflect on all of this, probably every site.
Right.
Because it was really great. I think going to Aswan after being in Cairo was really nice because it was calm and it was a lot less, Cairo is a very energetic city. Aswan is very relaxed.
Yes. It's smaller town. There's still some great stuff to see, obviously. They had well, let's talk about Abu Simbel before I start jumping all over.
Okay.
2 major temples. You've seen pictures. You'll see pictures now where they have the 4 sitting statues, and one of the heads is actually fallen down and is placed in front of it. And then you walk through, and 20, 30-foot high statues, 4 on each side, I believe, down the center, and then to the sides of that, all the carvings in the walls are just outstanding. Mm-hmm. Just incredible stuff. And they all have meaning, too. It's not like, oh, let's just carve something, or, some of them, he's a warrior, some he's on a ship, and it's talking about going to the afterlife. It's just all kinds of really excellent carvings. It was, and
it's a beautiful, beautiful site. It's really interesting. They moved it because when they dammed the Nile, the water rose and they needed to move several of the temples that were located on the banks of the Nile, move them back or move them up a little higher so they weren't flooded.
This was moved at least 100 feet, possibly 160 feet up, and they have a diorama that shows you where it would have been under the water after the damming and what they did. And they did this in 1974, and Egypt got help from Germany and anyone they could. Like, they wanted to save this site. It's super impressive.
Yeah.
So, and it was just an amazing feat that they were able to move this up, and we were able to see it. So.
Yeah, and actually staying in Aswan, there's the Nubian Museum you can go to, and in that museum they have a lot of photographic history of the temples that had to be moved and how they did that. I thought that was fascinating.
Really, yeah, it really is. And these were, you would never dream these were moved. I mean, they looked perfect.
Yeah.
And it was great.
We stayed on Elephantine Island. It's a Nubian village, so all of the people who live and work on the island are Nubian, and that was really a great experience. We stayed in the guest house. To get to it, you had to take a boat, which was really fun.
Yes.
The water taxis that run back and forth across the Nile River. It was super affordable. I think it's like 30 cents or something.
Oh yeah. Crazy
each time across. The way that you sit on those boats, by the way, it's sort of, you don't have to do this. They don't make a thing if you don't. Like, we didn't know at first they're gender specific. So generally they have the female side of the boat and the forward or the aft part, and the gentlemen sit in a different part of the
Yeah,
boat.
yeah, we sat together the first time, and no one said anything, but we were kind of looking around like, oh.
You learn.
So, okay, so we did that, not that we weren't on the boat that much. And that was only that one,
Yeah.
when we were crossing, I guess that was in Luxor, so never mind.
We also,
Much bigger.
so in addition to the Nubian Museum in Aswan, we saw the Aswan Museum, which is on Elephantine Island. It's an outdoor archaeological site that you can walk around. That was really great.
Yeah, and yeah, the views, you're walking through the ruins and you come up and you're looking off the one side of the island, and it was really nice.
Yeah. And the dam is there, so they have an impressive dam on the Nile. They've dammed the Nile.
Yeah, and it's massive. It's an earthen dam. They took us out on it, and it's another place. There's security here, so
Oh, of course.
yeah. So it provides a lot of electricity for the area. That probably goes all the way to Cairo. I can't imagine Aswan using that much.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it was super impressive.
And there's the Unfinished Obelisk.
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
At an obelisk, the big tower of stone, and it's on its side, and you can see where they've carved out all around it. And you used to be able to walk on it. I saw pictures that people were walking on it, but they prevent you from walking on it now. But it's cool. It's like they just didn't quite finish it, or it might have cracked. I mean, we don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
this, like Abu Simbel was, 13,000 BC. I mean, you're guessing it, what they were doing back then. And what else did we see there?
Oh yeah, there's another island that you could take a boat out to.
Yeah, we took a boat out to,
Jill's Island.
yeah, Philae or something.
Philae, yeah.
Yeah, Philae. And it's amazing. These carvings, these walls are 40 or 60 feet high, and there's this 30-foot carving into the side of it of one guy like Horus. Horus was my favorite. So, and they're just great. And then you'll see, the pharaoh with the, spear or something, and you'll see one of the other gods, and then it'll come down to where there's these little tiny, 1-inch carvings on that same wall. And so, they're telling a story. And
Yeah. That's another temple that was moved.
that's right. That would, yes, they moved it. The island it was on is underwater now. So they put a barricade around it when the dam was built, because they couldn't get to it in time. So they initially saved it, and then were able to move it onto an island,
Yeah.
a new island.
So neat.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. One of the other reasons that we stayed in Aswan is because we ended up, that was where we embarked on a Nile cruise, and we'll talk
Yes.
about that in another episode.
Yeah, we spent 4 days on a cruise on the Nile, which was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that was really great. We
Yeah.
had just a terrific time. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Aswan is- yeah, absolutely go there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So please subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Al.